22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And we are underway in Southern California. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Jackson, first play, going to throw. Dancing to his left. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Yards on the gain. A great start for this offense.
Partner, the good ones have a clock running in their head, okay? Because it says something like this: I've got this many seconds to find a target. After that, I have to tuck it and try and get some yardage on this first down snap. He doesn't just get some yards, though. He gets a big gain, and they'll come right back with another 1st and 10.
Here's Jackson. Oh, his first throw of the season is intercepted. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy. It's not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Got a man, that's shorter. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
One down, only about 500 more to go this season. He would certainly welcome most of his passes this year going as well as that. Now that the first one is over, time to settle into a groove and begin the long journey towards Week 18 and hopefully the playoffs.
And he will cover up as he's touched down after a short gain.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Now Love. That complete to Shorter. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 3rd catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a 1st down. A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. And Bateman, and he'll go in motion right here. Love going to give it up on the touch pass. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. Again, it's Love. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. From a yard out. And the Raiders are on the board here first in the season opener.
I do believe we came here to see a game, didn't we? And it looks like he's running what we call routes versus air. You just go out there with your offensive unit and throw the football with no defense. He's 5 for 5 on the opening drive.
He was on his game there for drive number 1, but my only thing is now he can't go any higher than that. He was so perfect. Can he do it again later?
Yeah, all he cares about right now is making it 10 for 10, 15 for 15.
Keeping that going.
And he feels like he can get it done.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, and his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, let's go, big boy. You're still our leader.
2nd and 7. Now it's Jackson. Has it complete to Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 11 yards for number 11.
Well, certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
And that one to the right side and incomplete. 2nd and 10. Here's a toss play right to Swift. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Throwing is Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. They shakes him off. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And back deep, Deontay Johnson. This is brought in at the 21. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. On play action. Love to throw. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. Throwing. Love. He finds Bateman over the middle. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. They've got another 1st down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Dotson in motion right. Love. To the right side and intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And the Chargers are going to take over here up near the 40.
I know some teams are leery about playing cover 2 because the strong safety's not usually a terrific cover guy. But in this case, he played it perfectly. Read the football and went and made the interception.
The Charger drive about to get going. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better. Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better in the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into 1st downs and hopefully points.
Alex Highsmith making the nice play and getting the sack.
At the 28-yard line.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Raiders 7, Chargers 0.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Jackson. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Love going to give it up on the touch pass. He's got room past the 30. Down the sideline he goes. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 33 yards that time. So that about the shortest pass a quarterback can make, but it winds up going for a bundle.
Yeah, let's face it, in the stats, it sure looks like a heck of a throw, doesn't it? It's almost like in baseball when you get that little Texas leaguer that turns into a double. You would think that you hit it off the wall. Big time play for him on a short little pass.
Wide open receiver complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 25 yards that time. Love now. It's caught. Smith. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up second down. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Rashad Bateman, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders go up by 2 touchdowns. McManus now for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Raiders 14, Chargers 0. Jack Fox set to kickoff.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Now Jackson. He'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigma. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. A big play there for L.A. 48 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose one or two. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Jackson. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And they'll run on 1st down with Hubbard. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
2 minutes to play, 1st half. It's 14-0. Fans, a reminder, coming up at this and every halftime this season, we'll be checking in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando for highlights and analysis and scores from around the NFL here in this opening weekend.
Let's put the coach to work.
Here's Love. Flush to his right. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a 1st down.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that 1st down pickup.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hubbard. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. So that changes things. You get the interception.
I get called for pass interference, but that's not pass interference.
Down to him versus the quarterback on the return.
This game garbage, bro.
The defender would win, but a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And this one's incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
To throw is Jackson. That's complete to DeAndre Swift out of the backfield. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the 1st half.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And that is too far out in front. He couldn't haul it in. Incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. This offense in midseason form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10. To throw now. Here's Love. That is caught with Sean Bateman. Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go. And, of course, they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. The kick by McManus is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Chargers, nothing.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now a give. It's Hubbard going left. And it pushes way forward to about the 32. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Love from the gun. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, it's too early to figure out what kind of adjustments this defense made at halftime, but that's a good start to the second half. They cannot afford to give up more points and fall further behind, so well done to force the punting situation here.
And good coverage there by the punt team. They're able to get down there and drop it with authority. The Charger drive about to get going. Now it's Jackson. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First play of the drive, going for 14 and also going for a first down.
And this is what they're going to need more of. It's the third quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose. And that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a first down.
And he will find his man, Samuel. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside of the 40. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner?
And down he goes, brought down a Raider sack.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Here's Jackson. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
It's Zaven Collins who got in there to get the sack.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for L.A.
On the return, Johnson.
It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. Straight ahead with Hubbard.
And some space here. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Give them 12 yards that time, and a Las Vegas first. And they'll go again here with Hubbard.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's second down and 1. From the gun, Bigsby.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Play action this time with Love. Throw left side complete. That's Smith. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. Off the play fake, Love. This is Smith with a grab. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A very solid gain of 27.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league, They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone.
And he's going to go down. Safe back at the 13-yard line.
Brian Burns flying in there and dropping it for the sack.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
In motion left, Bateman.
Love looking to throw it. That's complete right around the 8. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be 4th down. Now McManus will line up for the field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But they trim that lead down to just 2 scores. That's still a benefit to this squad.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch and turn upfield and pick up the 1st down.
Here's Jackson to throw. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
So holding on the offense, they go ahead and decline the penalty, and the ball will change hands on the fumble recovery.
On play action, Love to throw.
He's got his man, Schultz, coming across the formation.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Dalton Schultz, a 22-yard touchdown grab.
And the Raiders are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. That's caught inside the 10, and he gets in. But no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Here we go on the return from the 1-yard line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Now it's Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Throwing is Jackson.
Oh, for the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr.
And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they...
Set. Ready. 380. Run. What is it? Set. Run. Ready. Go. Set. 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 380. Grenade. Set. 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 Ready. 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 Set. What is it? Set. Green hot. Green 80. Green hot. Go. Set. Set. Green 80. Green hot. Set. Green 80. Green hot. Set. Green 80. Ready. Set. Ready. Green 80. What is it? Set. Green hot. Set. Go. Set. Set. Ready. Set. 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 Green 80. Set. Ready. Green 80. Ground. Set. 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 49, Mike 49. Hey, come on, come on. Here. Sit up. Mike 24. Odd, Mike 0. Here we go. Sit up. Mike 0. Odd, Mike 49. Odd, Mike 49. Sit up. Sit up. Or 54, Mike 54. Sit up. Mike 13, Mike 13. Mike 13, Mike 13. Mo. 40 Rita. Hey, Mike 13, Mike 13. Sit up. Mike 54. Yeah, Mike 54. Sit up. On. Mike 46. Mike 46. Sit up. Mike 49. Mike 49. Sit up. Mike 0. Mike 0. Sit up. Mike 5-4. Odd. Mike 5. Mike 54. Mike 54. Sit up. Here we go. Sit up. Sit up. On, Mike 90, Mike 90.